All right then. Well, let's begin. So Wednesday today, we've got a nice gentle asana, and we're going to be working on the parts of your body that I know both of you need. So opening up through the shoulder area, through the lower back, a bit of work through the legs, and a bit of twisting and a little bit of balance. And then we're going to do our yoga nidra, so nice, nourishing, restorative yoga nidra practice. So to begin the practice today, I'd like you to lay on your back and bring your knees out wide. If you have a block or two, you might like to place them underneath your knees, and it just helps to support your knees so that you don't feel too much strain through the hip area. If you don't need it, then that's fine as well. So I invite you to lay down on your back into the butterfly position. Getting yourself nice and comfortable there. Arriving into your yoga practice today. Just grounding yourself, feeling the ground beneath your body, feeling the earth supporting you in your yoga practice, feeling the ground beneath your heels, beneath your lower back and your upper back, the back of your head and your arms. Scanning your body, asking yourself how you're feeling. Scanning your emotions, asking yourself, how are your emotions? How are you feeling today? And feeling your breath, bringing your left hand to your sacral chakra area just below your ribs, and bring your right hand to the belly. Inhaling and feeling your hands rise as you take the breath in, and as you exhale, feel them fall, tuning in to the rise and the fall of your breath. On each exhalation, surrendering a little more into the floor, feeling heavy. Letting go of any tension in your body, and bringing your attention to your breath, quietening your mind, letting go of the busyness of your morning, arriving in your practice to nurture your body, nurture your mind, and nurture your spirit. From here, we're going to come up into a comfortable seated position. You might be on your knees, or you might be sitting on your buttocks, perhaps with your sitting on a block to raise your hips a little bit. We'll bring our hands to Anjali Mudra, and we're going to open up our practice with a deep breath and then an Om. You can join me if you wish, but you don't have to. So deep breath in, and then exhale all that you don't need. Another deep breath in. Om. Thank you for being here today, nurturing yourself and each other in our yoga practice. From here, let's come to child's pose. If you have a block, you can place it underneath where your forehead will land. So coming back into buttocks to heels, knees nice and wide, so the knees are out almost to the sides of your mat, and walking your hands forward and bringing your forehead down either to the floor or to a block. Just being gentle on your body as we start our practice and start to warm up through our spine. Let's take about 5 deep breaths here. As you do, continue to scan your body. Ask yourself where you may be feeling some tightness here. And on each exhalation, surrender a little more into the posture, gently stretching out the body through the shoulders and the lower back, through the legs, tuning back into your breath, noticing the rise and fall as you breathe in and you breathe out. Just take 3 more here. And our last breath in child's pose. And then coming back to your comfortable seated position. It might be on your knees or on your bottom, whatever is most comfortable for you. And we're stretching the sides of our body. So we're inhaling as we come to center and exhaling as we go to the side, getting a nice stretch through our back and our arms. Yeah, that's it. Feeling it right up through the lats, the main muscle in your back. Connecting back into the breath and coming back to center. And from here, we'll bring our arms up into cactus. And we're going to go again from side to side. This time we're going to take our eyes to the right and then back to center and then to the left. Getting a little bit of a twist in the upper back area. Going from side to side with your own breath. Your breathing is initiating the movement. Breathing into center and breathing out to the side. And then coming back to center. And we're going to twist a little more. So this time we're going to take our right hand behind us and our left hand to the side of the right leg. Let's take 3 breaths here. So we're getting a nice twist through our upper back and lower back. Looking over the right shoulder. Deep breath in. And 1 more. And then we'll go to the other side. So left hand behind your back, right hand on the side of your leg, looking over the left shoulder, taking 3 deep breaths. And then coming back to the front, and we'll take our body forward. So in the position that you're in, whether you're laying seated or whatever, just bring your body a little bit forward. So you're getting that little bit of movement forward as well as the twist from side to side. Taking 3 deep breaths here. And then coming up onto all fours. We're going to do thread the needle. So opening up our back a little more. So we start on our left side. So we're going to bring the right hand slightly towards the middle of the mat. And we've got a nice flat back, the tops of our feet on the floor. We're going to take our gaze to our left hand. And as we inhale, bring the left hand up towards the ceiling and take your eyes with it, feeling that nice stretch through the upper back and also the front of the chest. And exhale as you draw the arm back down and thread it under the right and extend the hand so you get a nice stretch through the scapula as you extend it. Then inhale, come back up again. All the way up, nice big stretch, and exhale, bringing it through. So working on nice shoulder opening here. Continue on for 2 more rounds at your own pace. And then we'll all lift up together. And this time, as we bring the arm down, we're going to bring our ear and our shoulder down to the mat. If you have a block, you can use the block to support your head and take the right hand forward. We're going to stay here for 3 breaths. Big, long breaths, feeling a nice stretch through the left shoulder, through the scapular area. And last breath. As you inhale, bring the left shoulder up and bring the hand up to the mat and slide your right hand back underneath your right shoulder. Then we'll go to the other side. So this time, just making sure you've got enough room there. Bring the left hand towards a little bit, towards the center of the mat. Take your eyes to your right hand. Inhale, lift the right hand up and follow it all the way up as high as you can, opening up through the chest and the upper back. And exhale as you bring the right hand under the left, so you're threading the needle. And hover that hand there. Extend the hand so you feel a nice stretch through the right scapula. Inhale, back up. And then exhale, bring it down, extending it through. 2 more in your own time. So really opening up and getting some good movement through that upper back and shoulder area. And then on the next inhale, bring the hand all the way up and bringing it down, threading it underneath the left, bringing the shoulder and the ear down towards the mat and taking your left hand forward, coming into that deep stretch position. And we're going to stay here for 3 nice, long, deep breaths. On each exhalation, surrender a little more into the stretch, surrendering into the floor, feeling the stretch through the right scapula. It's a deep shoulder stretch through the fascia tissue. And 1 more breath here. And then inhale, bring the right hand back up underneath your shoulder and slide the left hand back. From here, let's rinse out our shoulders a little with some cat-cows. So we've got our hands underneath our shoulders, our hands nice and open, our fingers open. And we're going to inhale, lift up through the chest. And then exhale, bring your spine up towards the ceiling, rounding it out, taking a gaze towards your feet. And inhale, coming back up. Let's do a few rounds of this one. moving your head, getting a nice stretch through the upper back and the neck area and the shoulders. And from here, we're going to go into our first downward dog. So you might want to bring your hands back a little bit, tucking your toes under. And we're going to press through our hands and our toes and lift our hips up towards the ceiling. You might want to adjust a few things, get yourself nice and comfortable. So we're going to stay here for 5 breaths. You can walk your heels down towards the mat, getting a stretch through the back of the legs. This is also stretching the upper back. Really pressing the hips up towards the ceiling and feeling that stretch. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And then we're going to come down to our knees, walk our hands about a hand length forward, and then bring our hips through and coming into a half upward dog. And then we're going to take our toes back under and come back up into a downward dog. And then continue on, do 3 more rounds. So you can come to your knees and then lift the chest. As you start to free up a little more, you might want to take your upward dog and roll your toes over so that you're on the top of your feet and bring your knees off the ground, or you can continue on with your knees to the ground. Whatever feels right for your body today. And then coming back to position, laying with the front of your body on the mat. Hands just underneath your chin, on top of each other. You can bring the side of your head down to the mat, bending your knees and just letting your feet and your legs rock from one side to the other. Just loosening through the lower back. And then you might want to turn your head so that your other cheek is resting on your hands. And then taking your knees out a little wider so they're towards the outside of the mat. And then deepening that twist from side to side. And then we're going to come up to a standing position. Standing down towards the back of the mat, just give your body a little bit of a shake. And we're going to take the left foot slightly out to the side and step forward with the right foot into Warrior One. As you inhale, bending that right knee, raising the chest and bring your arms up. Asking yourself where you feel this one. So there's quite a strong stretch through the left hip and a stretch up through the body, through the arms, and some strength work going on the right thigh. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And then we're going to Warrior Two. So we're taking our right hand forward and our left hand back. So we've still got the right knee bent and really extending through the hands. So we're getting a nice stretch through the front of the chest and also, again, some more strength through the right leg. Opening up through the toes. Taking a couple more breaths here. And then we're going to go into a twist. So I'll just change my position so you can see a little better. So from this position, I'm going to ask you to bring your hands back to Anjali Mudra and then take your body forward, deepen the twist a little bit. Bring the left elbow on the outside of the right knee and then bring your hands to Anjali Mudra. That's it. So we stay here for 3 breaths. Nice work. And then release your hands. You can bring them down to the mat. And then inhale, come up. And bring your feet together. And we go to the other side. So this time we're going to turn our right foot slightly out and step forward with the left. Inhale, we're going to lift our arms. We've got our hips and shoulders facing forward. Left knee bent. Raising our gaze, raising our arms, extending towards the ceiling. Scan your body to feel this one through the right hip. As you extend your arms up, you'll get a nice stretch through the upper back and arms. And again, strength on the left thigh. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Good. And then taking left hand forward, right hand back into warrior 2. So extending through the arms, keeping the front leg bent. So the front knee should be over the ankles and toes. Extending through the arms, so you're getting a stretch through the chest. 2 more breaths. Quite a lot of strength required on the left leg. And then bringing your hands back to center, Anjali Mudra. Take your body forward and then just clip your elbow on the outside of the left knee and hands back to Anjali Mudra. So you're looking towards the left side. Just balancing here, so quite a lot of strength through the feet to help you stay balanced here. Finding a drishti point to help you. 1 more breath and then turn back to center and come up. Good work. Give that a little shake. Starting to get the heat rising a little bit. We're going to do our sun salute now. We'll do 3 rounds. So we'll come up to towards the top of the mat. And we're going to inhale as we lift our arms and lift our gaze, stretching up towards the ceiling. Exhale, we're going to fold forward. Bring our hands down to the mat. And then we're going to inhale, lift our chest a little, so we're lengthening through the back and the legs. And then we're going to step back into a high plank. So at this position, you can go to your knees if you want, so that when you lower down by bending your elbows, it's a little bit less strong. And then you're going to inhale and lift your chest, and you can lift up to here and leave your knees on the mat, or you can actually take the knees off. If you're taking the knees off, then when you go into downward dog, you roll over the toes. And then adjust yourself to get comfortable there into your downward dog. And then we're going to take your gaze forward and shift your body forward as you step forward into a forward bend. And here we're going to inhale, lift and lengthen the spine. Exhale, draw your chest to your legs. And then inhale, come all the way back up. So that was in a bit of slow motion so that you could just adjust and just do almost like a little summary and revision of where we are. So let's do 2 more rounds. Inhale as we lift up, lift our arms up to the ceiling, gazing up, stretching through the front of the body. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift and lengthen the spine. Feel this tight stretch through the back of the legs and lower back. And then step back into high plank, or you can drop your knees into low plank. And then slowly lower your body to the ground. Inhale, lift up. And then exhale, coming into downward dog. Take the gaze forward and step forward to your forward bend. Inhale, lift the spine and the chest, and exhale, hug your chest to your legs, stretching all the way down the back of your spine and also your legs. And then inhale, come all the way back up. Back to Anjali Mudra. Nice. So you can rest here if you want, or do one more round with us. So last round. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Reach to the ceiling. Exhaling, folding forward. Inhale, lift and lengthen the spine. Exhale, step back into high plank. And then lower your body down to the ground. Exhale. Inhale, lift up into upward dog. And exhale, coming into downward dog. Take your gaze forward and shift your shoulders forward. And step forward. Inhale, lift and lengthen the spine. Exhale, draw your chest to your legs. And then inhale, come all the way back up to standing to Anjali Mudra. Good work. Taking a few deep breaths here. We're going to go into a wide-legged forward bend next. So stand with your sideways to the mat this time. So instead of having feet either side, yeah, that's it, Deb, that's it, and Jota, good. So we're going to inhale, lift our arms up, stretching up to the ceiling, and exhale, we're going to fold forward, bring our hands down to the mat. And you might want to walk your feet out a little wider, as wide as is comfortable, and have the palms of your hands on the mat. Bring your hands back so that the wrists are around about in line with where your toes are. And then allow your crown of your head to point down towards the mat. You might have a little bend in your elbow here. We're going to stay here for 5 breaths. Since this is an inversion, and it's really giving you a deep stretch through the back of your legs and your upper back. Take one more breath here, and then lift your gaze a little bit and walk your feet together, just toe heel in a little, and then inhale, come up. Good. And then we're going to point our right foot towards the top of the mat and our left foot just slightly out. And from here, we're going to slide our right hand down to the floor, just inside the right foot. If you have a block, you might like to place it in front of the foot. And then we're going to lift up the left hand. So we're going into a triangle pose here. Taking your gaze up towards the left hand, lengthening out through the right leg, and supporting yourself through that right hand and the strength in the right leg. And then bring the left hand back down to the mat. Inhale, come back up. And back to Anjali Mudra. And then we're going to switch your feet around. So the right foot turns in and the left foot turns towards the back of the mat. You might want to switch your block. So we're going to take our hips and shoulders forward. We're going to lift up and lengthen, and then bring our hands down to the mat just inside the left foot, and then raise the right hand up towards the ceiling and opening up through the chest, taking your gaze up to the right hand into triangle pose. Taking a couple of breaths here. Feeling the stretch through the hamstring on the left leg. And then allow the right hand to come down to the mat. Inhale, bring both hands up, and then bring your legs together and come back to Anjali Mudra. Give your legs a little shake. I'm going to do a little bit of balancing now. So we've done a lot of work with our legs and grounding ourselves to help us with our balance. So we're going to open up through the right toes and just move the hips a little bit in a circular movement. So you're really feeling that right foot is open and well grounded. Find a gazing point. Now, if you need to be close to something that you can hang on to, you might want to hang on to that just to get yourself into position. So we're going to lift up the left leg and bring the foot either to the inside of the calf or bring it up higher. So if you bring it up higher, you tuck it in next to the groin, get yourself nice and balanced. Sit. So once you're getting balanced there, that's it. Find your drishti point. Just taking some nice deep breaths and then bring your hands to Anjali Mudra. We take 3 breaths here, nice and steady. Good work. And then release it. Release your hands, release the foot. So that might have been your good side or your bad side. We'll go to the other side now. So again, opening up the left foot, opening up the toes and moving the hip in a little circular direction. Finding that gazing point, and you might need to just hold on to something to get yourself into position. So you can either go to the calf or lift up higher. That's it. And then once you feel steady and you've got your gazing point, bring your hands to Anjali Mudra. And just taking some nice deep breaths here. We're going to stay here for 3 breaths. Feeling all the little stabilizers in your ankles, helping you here. And then release. Give your legs a shake. Okay, we're going to come down onto the one more balancing pose. So from here, we're going to try the dancer pose again. So remember we did this the other day. This is the one where we're going to, it's almost like we're going to do a stretch. So you might want to find your point that you use to hang on and lift the left foot up. Right. And from here, we're going to take our left foot up into the air and tilt our chest forward and find your gazing point just beyond the mat. That's it. And lift up through the chest. So I need to get a little bit more room here. That's it. Good, 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 good. So pulling back through the foot, so you feel a bit of a stretch through the thigh and also through the shoulder. And then just come back. Let it go. Good work. Okay, then we'll go to the other side. So this time we're going to open up through the left foot and bring the right foot up to the right hand. Get yourself nice and steady. And then we're going to take our left foot up towards the back and bring our left hand forward. Taking 3 breaths here. So lifting the chest, stretching through the thigh, and then let it go. Good work. So that was our peak pose for today. It's always good to have a little bit of a challenge. And then we're going to come down onto our back down onto the mat into a bridge position. So bring the soles of your feet down to the mat, feeling nice and supported by the earth. After all those movements and balancing, you're fully grounded now on the earth. We're going to inhale, lift up through our hips And bring our hands up and over our head to the ground behind our heads. Really stretching up, lifting the hips nice and high, squeezing the buttocks. And then we're going to slide our hands underneath our body. And you can have the palms facing down here, or you can clasp your hands underneath you. And then walking your shoulders a little bit closer together and lift up a little higher. So you bring your chest up towards your chin. And feeling a deep stretch through the buttocks, the lower back, the thighs, and also the shoulders, the whole front of your body. Stay here for 3 breaths. And then slowly release the hands and release the spine down to the mat. And then hug your knees towards your chest. Let's give that a little roll in a circle, going one way and then the other way. And place your right foot on the ground and cross your left foot over the right leg. And we're coming into a reverse pigeon. I want you to either bring the left shins towards you, or if you can reach through the hole in between the 2 legs, you can reach through to the shin on the right leg or the right thigh and draw that to your chest, giving you a nice stretch down through the glutes and the ITBs. We'll stay here for 3 breaths. And then releasing your hands and allow the right foot to go to the mat, keeping the left leg crossed over. Take the right hand out, straight out from your shoulders, and reach up to the left knee with your right hand and draw the left knee to the right side as you gaze towards your left hand. So you're coming into a deeper twist. I'm going to stay here for 3 breaths. On each exhalation, surrender a bit more into the ground. So you're getting a nice deep stretch there. And then inhale, bring your knees back to center and switch sides. So this time left foot is on the ground, right leg is across the front of the left leg. And you're either drawing that right shin towards you, or if you can reach through, you can reach through to the left thigh or the left shin and hugging that in. So you're getting a stretch through the right side of the glutes and the ITB area. So freeing up some more of the lower back area. Staying here for 3 breaths. And then release your hands and allow the left foot to go to the earth. Place your left hand on your right knee and your right hand straight out from your shoulders. And you're going to use the left hand to draw that knee across your body to the ground on the left side as you gaze towards the right side. So coming into that deep stretch on the right side. Feeling this one right down the right side through the glutes and the ITB and the buttocks. As you exhale, surrender a little more into the twist on each breath. And then inhale and bring both knees back to center. Bring both feet down to the mat and toe heel walk your heels out to the feet out to the side of the mat. So you're still laying on your back with your knees bent and you've got your feet at the outside of the mat. And we're going to do some windscreen wipers. So we'll take both knees to the right side while you gaze to the left. And then we're going to inhale to the center and exhale, take them to the other side. So getting a bit more stretch through the hip area and through the thighs. Just going from side to side. at your own pace, using your breath to start the movement. Really pushing those knees down towards the earth. You might not be able to touch the earth, but feeling that big stretch through the hips, the hip flexor area. And go one more on each side. And then you're going to come back to center and hug the knees back to the chest again. Just any movement that you need to just flush out all those twists that we just did. And then from here, we're going to take our legs up in the air. So you might do this against a wall, or you might have some support underneath your lower back, or you might lift up into a half shoulder stand. So whatever feels right for you today, lifting your feet up. So if you're in the half shoulder stand, having your hands holding your hips, walk your elbows in a little bit. Give your legs a little shake so they're nice and light. You might like to take your legs out nice and wide. And bring your soles of your feet together, knees out to the side into a butterfly. Just taking some deep breaths. And if you're in the shoulder stand, you might like to take your toes over your head into plow pose. And your hands down to the mat. Just be careful of the back of your neck. Let's take a couple more breaths here. And then allow your body to roll back down to the mat. So you're coming down into position, laying on your back on the mat into Savasana. So getting yourself very comfortable. You might like to have a bolster underneath your knees to support your lower back. You might have a blanket or an eye pillow just put on, whatever you need to make yourself really comfortable for your beautiful yoga nidra. Taking 3 deep, relaxing breaths, allowing your body to fall deep and heavy into the mat, supported by the earth. Being aware of the sounds in the distance, moving your awareness from sound to sound without attempting to identify the sound. Be aware of your physical body laying in Savasana. Be aware of your alignment, your chin lower than your forehead, your spine aligned, your arms close to the body, fingers away from the floor, as comfortable as possible. Become aware of your natural breath and keep it completely spontaneous. Repeat your intention for your yoga practice today 3 times. And rotate your consciousness around your body, beginning the right hand thumb, forefinger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, palm, back of your hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, right side trunk, hip, thigh, knee, lower leg, ankle, heel, top of your foot, bottom of your foot, toes, first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Check your awareness that you're still awake and rotate your consciousness around to the left side of your body, starting with your left hand thumb, forefinger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, palm, back of your hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, right side trunk, hip, thigh, knee, lower leg, ankle, heel, top of your foot, bottom of your foot, toes, first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Check your awareness that you're still awake. Move your attention to the back of your body, your heels, back of your legs, buttocks, back, shoulder, arms, hands, whole of your spine, neck, back of your head, crown of your head, forehead, right temple, left temple, right eyebrow, left eyebrow, eyebrow center, right eye, left eye, right ear, left ear, right cheek, left cheek, right nostril, left nostril, lips, chin, throat, chest, 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 abdomen, 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 pelvis, pelvis, pelvis. Become aware of your breath, counting back from 17 to 0. Checking your awareness that you're still awake. Awakening the feeling of warmth within your body. Your whole body is warm. Your arms are warm. Your legs are warm. Your whole body is warm. Now awakening the feeling of coolness within your body. Your legs are cool. Your arms are cool. Your whole body is cool. Bring awareness to the front of your closed eyes and imagine the following objects as they are named: a sunrise, a full moon shining over the water, the fragrance of jasmine, the purple jacaranda flowers, the agapantha buds, a rainbow, the sound of rain, a waterfall, the green moss growing on trees, a turtle. Now is the time to repeat your intention 3 times. Bring your awareness back to your breath. Feel your body resting in Savasana, aware of the room that you're in and the surrounding floor, ceiling, walls, and windows. Recall the time of day and know that the practice of Yoga Nidra is coming to an end. I will chime the singing bowl. The practice of Yoga Nidra is now complete. Taking a few breaths and stretching out your arms and legs, rolling to one side. You can rest there if you wish or come to a seated position. Thank you for your beautiful yoga practice and energy today. We'll close our space off with an Om. So bring our hands back to Anjali Mudra. Taking a breath in and release all that we don't need. Another breath in. Om. I've got a yoga quote for you today. Yoga adds years to your life and life to your years. So thank you for today. Let's bring our hands to our third eye for kind thoughts and to our lips for kind words and to our heart for a kind heart. Namaste. Nice.